Good morning, my dear students. In today's science class, you are most welcome. I hope so that you all are in a good health. Now, today's science class, we will learn about combustion and flame. You must have observed burning of paper, wool, wood, coal, LPG, and even plastics. When substances burn, they give out heat and light. Do all materials burn? Do they all burn in the same way? We will learn more about how substances burn in this chapter. So the process of burning of substance in air in presence of oxygen is called combustion. So a substance that burn in air or oxygen produces heat and light is called a combustible substance. Is called combustible substance. Now the example of combustible substances are paper, wood, LPG, etc. Now there are some example of the things you can see around you. The stones, it is not been burned. Whether it is in the presence of oxygen, it is also not burned. So we can say that a substance that does not burn in air or oxygen is called non-combustible substance, whereas the substance which burn in presence of oxygen or air is called combustible substances. Now combustion, what is combustion? Combustion is a chemical reaction. During combustion, the combustible substance combine with oxygen to liberate energy in the form of heat and light. Right? So the production of combustion, if we are just coming on the production of combustion, so when the combustion occurs, fuels are mostly made up of hydrocarbons. As we have done in our lesson that fuels are made up of hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbons means hydrogen and carbon. When a hydrocarbon burns completely, the product formed are carbon dioxide and water. Heat and energy are liberated. So this is the combination. See, this is methane gas. Methane gas, when combined with oxygen, it produces carbon dioxide, water and energy. And when this is the supporting gas, it helps in combustion and it is the supporting gas. So complete combustion, you can say that there is a two type of combustion: complete combustion and incomplete combustion. Incomplete combustion takes place when a fuel burns with enough oxygen to support the burning process. So complete combustion takes place, again I am repeating, this complete combustion takes place when a fuel burns with enough oxygen to support the burning process. For instance, when methane burn in sufficient supply of oxygen, this is the methane, and when methane burn in sufficient supply of oxygen, it produces carbon dioxide, water and energy, and this is because this oxygen is in sufficient amount, so this is complete combustion. But the same time, when this methane combine or react with insufficient amount of oxygen, it produces carbon monoxide, water and energy, and this is called incomplete combustion. So the product of complete combustion is carbon dioxide and the product of incomplete combustion is carbon monoxide. Right? Now the question is comes that what are the conditions, what are the specific conditions in which the combustion occurs? What are the necessary conditions? So the first condition, that air is needed. Now this is in science, so science may we are just doing it with the experiment, we just prove it what we are saying. So the air is needed for combustion. We can prove this with the help of this a small activity. This is candle, this is again a candle, and this candle is covered with a glass, so we can see whatever it is going on inside that very glass. So here the candle, we burn the candle. Now candle is igniting over here, it is burning over here. When we cover this candle with a glass jar, what happens? Whatever be the oxygen inside the gas jar, this candle use that oxygen and burn till that. Whatever the oxygen is being there, the candle burn, but it will burn till few minutes, or you can say few seconds. As the oxygen is being finished under inside this jar, the candle automatically off. The candle automatically off. So you can observe this candle is burning, but this candle is not burning because the oxygen has been finished under this jar, this glass jar. So this is covered, so the oxygen is not being supplied, and oxygen is a supportive gas. Now the second is that ignition temperature, at which, what is ignition temperature? You know, whenever you are just taking, or you're just bringing the matchstick, the burning matchstick near the paper, it is not so that all of a sudden it start burning. No, not at all. When the temperature reaches to its ignition temperature, every substance, every combustible substance has its own ignition temperature. So the temperature, when that temperature reaches, only then the combustible substance start burning. Now here see, ignition temperature, then what is ignition temperature? It is the lowest temperature at which substance start burning in presence of air. Of course, in presence of air. Air is of course needed for the burning. Now we can say this, and we can prove this statement with the help of a small activity, that we just, this is a paper, and then paper burn at its ignition temperature. When we are just bringing a matchstick, burning matchstick near to this paper, and this paper will start burning when its ignition temperature is being reached. Now you can say in sum up that what conditions are necessary for combustion. The first is the presence of combustible substance. It is very necessary that whatever the substance is, it should be combustible. It should not be stone. So it should be combustible. So the first condition is that the presence of combustible substance. Second is presence of supporter of combustion. Presence of supporter of combustion, and what is supporter here? It is oxygen. Now third is heating the combustible substance to its ignition temperature. When the ignition temperature, the combustible substance, when reaches to its ignition temperature, then only it starts burning. Now with a small activity, we can say, we can prove this. See, this is a paper cup in which this is called, in brief, it is called the disposable cup. So this is paper cup, this is again a paper cup, and this is paper cup, this is candle, and in this paper cup there is no water, whereas in this paper cup there is little water, right? Now this candle, we just ignite this candle, both the candles are burning. So what happened after some time? This, I have shown this with red pen. That it starts burning. The paper, which paper? The paper in which the water is not there. So it starts burning. Whereas this is the paper, this is again the paper in which a little water is there. So it does not start burning. Why it is so? Why it is so? Because the paper does not reach its ignition temperature, because the heat, the temperature, whatever the heat it receives is, it transfer the heat of this paper is being transferred to the water, right? So by the conduction, the heat has been transferred from paper to the water. So after some time, you will find that the paper, the water, whatever it is inside the paper is little warm, right? And with this, we can prove, and paper cup does not burn. It means that a paper does not reach on its own ignition temperature, where here the paper reaches its ignition temperature and so it starts burning, right? Is this clear? Now coming to next type of combustion. Combustion is of different type. Combustion means it's burning in the presence of air, right? But the type of combustions are of three types. We will study three types of combustion. First is spontaneous. What is spontaneous combustion? In spontaneous combustion, see, temperature below room temperature starts burning on exposure of air. Means whatever something which is combustible substance, it is, if you are keeping it inside the room and it reaches to the room temperature, suppose your room temperature is 34 degree, and the combustible substance having its own ignition temperature is 34 degree, right? So if you keep that combustible substance into your room, it starts burning itself. It starts burning itself. There is no need to bring a matchstick, a burning matchstick to near to that very substance. It starts burning themselves. It is called spontaneous combustion. Spontaneous combustion means temperature, a combustible substance which is having the temperature below room temperature, it starts burning on exposure of air. And the example of this is white phosphorus. So white phosphorus, if you will keep it into your room during the summer, it starts burning itself. And this type of burning is called spontaneous combustion. Right? Now next is rapid combustion. What is rapid combustion? In rapid combustion, it burns immediately on igniting and continues to burn on its own. Means if you will just bring a matchstick to your LPG gas stove, what happens? It starts burning instantly. It starts burning immediately. It starts burning and keep on burning till the gas is being supplied, right? So this type of combustion is called rapid combustion, and the example is LPG gas. Now third type of combustion is explosion. Explosion is a very very interesting word in reference of Deepavali, right? What explosions has been occurs, right? During Deepavali, so many crackers, firecrackers, you people burn. So what happened with the firecrackers? It always be explosive. So explosion, what is explosion? When a substance ignited and it burns suddenly. You are just taking a matchstick, the burning matchstick near to your cracker. So what happened? You are just waiting and all of a sudden you heard a very, very high voice. You can say a very high sound. So when a substance ignited and it burns suddenly, achanak, it burns suddenly and with a lot of sound. And what happened? All of a sudden it burns, and what it has been produced with a lot of sound and gives off heat and gases. For example, fire cracker. Firecracker is the best example of this, that during explosion what happened, it has been said during Deepavali that you should be very careful because the firecrackers always explosion is being occur with the firecrackers. So it has been said, it has been advised always to keep yourself safe during Deepavali. So this is three types of combustion we have done in our class. If just recap of this lesson quickly, we will just take a quickly a recap. The process of burning of substance in presence of air or oxygen is called combustion. Combustion is of two types: complete combustion and incomplete combustion. In complete combustion, the supporter, that is oxygen gas, is being supplied in a sufficient manner, and in incomplete combustion it is not being sufficient. So the products are different. In complete combustion, the product is carbon dioxide, and in incomplete combustion the product is carbon monoxide, right? So this is all for today's class. In next class we will meet again. Till then, bye bye.